Traditionally, men and women have always understood that their manner and dress in the presence of God ought to be markedly different from the way they present themselves elsewhere. In 1 Corinthians chapter 11, we read from St. Paul, "Any man who prays or prophesies with his head covered brings shame upon his head, but any woman who prays or prophesies with her head unveiled brings shame upon her head, for it is one and the same thing as if she had her head shaved. Judge for yourselves, is it proper for a woman to pray to God with her head unveiled? Does not nature itself teach you that if a man wears his hair long, it is a disgrace to him, whereas if a woman has long hair it is her glory, because long hair has been given her for a covering?" This passage from Corinthians is helpful in understanding why those men who wear hats will remove them when they enter the sanctuary, and why women, whose glory is their hair, have traditionally covered their head, sometimes with a mantilla or veil. All of these practices being signs of a reverence for God. St. Thomas Aquinas also pointed out in his own commentary on Corinthians that when women wore a veil it encouraged holiness on the part of men who looked at them. The Catholic Church has encouraged the practice of head covering explicitly. The 1917 edition of the Code of Canon Law remarked in number 1262, "Men in church or outside of church, while they are assisting in sacred rites, shall be bareheaded, unless the approved mores of the people or peculiar circumstances of things determine otherwise. Women, however, shall have a covered head, and be modestly dressed when they approach the table of the Lord." These instructions no longer have the force of law. However, they were never forbidden or discouraged, and have still been spread by church figures such as Cardinal Burke. In addition, various communities of Catholic women have tried to increase the laudable practice by personal testimony and an attempt to make chapel veils more readily available. If you're looking to deepen your relationship with Christ and helping others do the same, think carefully about your headgear at the sacrifice of the Mass.